back. We continue our programs, solving programming challenges in the book Starting Out with Java. And today we are on chapter 5. And the problem we are solving today is called deposit and withdrawals files. So basically what this program wants us to do is to read two files. The first file is deposits, where you read every line of the file, and then use that number to add to the savings account class that we created earlier in this series. So the file is called Deposits.txt. So we open the file and we read the file, and we add the numbers in this file to the savings class. And the second file is called withdrawals, and we basically do the opposite. We open the file and we subtract the numbers in that file. So basically, the program wants us to create a savings class object, and we want to start it with a $500 balance and an interest rate. They didn't give us the amount of interest rate that we should start with, but they give us the balance, and they want us to use the methods that the savings class has. So earlier in this series, we created a class called savings class, and that class had a method, two methods. One was deposit, and the other was withdrawals. So we want to use those methods and use those class to solve this problem. So the first thing we should do is to create a scanner class, scanner class. No, we would create it later. And also we have to create a member variable that would be stored, that we can store the file path. The deposit file and the withdrawal file. We want to find the path. So we would say the static final string deposit file. It is capitalized for conventions or Java conventions. Deposit path, and also we want to create withdrawal path. So to find the here is the deposit file. These are the depositors that we need to read. To get the path, we have to right click it, copy, and click absolute path. Have to go back to the class, and here I have to paste it. And we have to do the same with the withdrawal text file. And here we have to paste it. After that, we have to read. We have to read those files. So to read the file, we would create a method, public static void deposit money. You would say try catch exception print, and then scanner equal new scanner new file deposit path. After that, you have to create a total, because the program says we have to display the totals of deposits and the total of withdrawals and the total of interest for the program. So we have to create double total deposit, and we have to initialize it with 0. So while scanner has next, while the scanner has a next item, what we want to do, we want to get the item, which is a string, scanner next. After that, we want to convert the string to a number, because we want to make calculations. Number equal double bars double string. After that, we want to call the method of the savings account class, but we have to make it universal. You have to make it accessible by all methods. So we will create it above the main method. We will say static savings account SA new savings account, and we would say the rate is 3%, and as they said, the balance is $500 to begin with. So here in our while loop, we want to call the deposit method to deposit this amount. After that, they said we have to you have to make the class calculate the total interest. So we have to make the total interest also universal, accessible by all method. Double total interest equals 0. You have to make it also double total withdrawals equals 0. Static double total deposits equals 0. We would remove here. We would remove it here. We will remove the local deposit variable. So in our while loop, we want to calculate the interest rate for that month. We would say total interest rate equals SA monthly interest rate. So whatever the total interest rate would be incremented by these calculations. Also, we have to increment total deposit by the number. So we finished in this method. You have to create another method, public static void withdraw money. You have to say try and catch exception a print line, and we would say scanner, new file, withdrawal path. We have to give the path. After that, we have to say while scanner has next, then string scanner next to get the next item, the next number or next value in the file, and that value would be a string. So we want to convert it with number. We say double parse string, and after that we want to call the withdraw method from our other class. We would withdraw whatever that amount is, and we want to increment the total withdrawals to the number. We want to also calculate total interest. Total interest, we would say SA monthly interest. So we finished creating this method. So basically, let me go over one more time. We created a method called withdraw money, and we instantiated a scanner class to read the file, which is called Withdrawals.txt. We gave it the path, where the path is. We created a while loop for the scanner class to iterate each line of the file. So the while loop will go through each line of the file. It will read the first line and it will store it in a string, and we want to convert that string to a number. Then after that, we want to call the withdraw method from the savings account and pass it to the number. After that, we want to add to the total withdrawals that value. We want to increment each time, each line the loop reads, and add it to the total withdrawals. After that, we want to also add to the total interest. We want to calculate each time the loop runs. We want to calculate that interest each time the loop runs and add that to the total interest. After that, we always forget it, but you should never do never do that. You should close the scanner class, because if you don't, there would be a memory leak, and it's never a good thing. So after that, we want to display the balance, the total balance, the total deposit, the total withdrawals, and the interest rate. So we would say, to format these numbers, we would use a class called number format. I like this class. You say that number format nf equal number format that get number instance, and then you say nf that set minimum fraction digit, and you would give it whatever fractions you want. If you want to your number to have 2 digits after the decimal point, you would pass it 2 here in the 1. If you want to have 1 digit after the decimal point, you would write it 1. Whatever number you want, you would pass it there. After that, we want to use the system out. We want to print it, the balance first. We'll say nf format. We'll say SA get balance. System out. We say total deposits format, total deposits, total withdrawals, NF format, total withdrawals, total interest, NF format. I could have used it in just one line and formatted it that way, but I just like to use different print lines. But you could use just one line if you want to, if you don't want to repeat a lot of code. So after you print this, after you print the balance, the total deposit, the total withdrawals, and the total interest, that would be it for this one. So let's run our program. We'll run it. So as you can see, our program started with 500. Our program started with 500, and the interest rate was 3%. Here the balance is 500, and okay. Yeah, we forgot to call the methods. We haven't. We created the methods, but we haven't called it, so it doesn't make any calculation. So we would say deposit money, withdraw money. So let's run it again. So the balance is $615. The total deposit is $344. and 91 cents. Total withdrawals is 230, and the total interest for that month is 63 cents. So let's check if the total deposit is 344. If we go to our file, which is the Deposits.txt, is it 344? Let's check it. 100 plus 125 is 225 plus 78. That would be 308. 308 plus 30, 38 plus 7, it would be 344. Yeah, it's right. It's quite right. How about withdrawals? If we go to our withdrawals text file, they say the total withdrawals is $230. So if we add 29.88 to 110, it would be 149, or let's say 150. 150 plus 27 and 52 cents. Let's use a calculator. Can't do math. They say 29.88 plus 110 plus 27 plus 27. Yeah, it is the correct answer. It's 230 and some cents. So we solved the programming challenge. They asked us, they wanted us to read the deposits.txt file and add those numbers to the savings class, and they wanted us to read withdrawals.txt file, and we wanted to subtract those numbers from the savings class, and they also wanted us to print the balance, the total deposit, the total withdrawals, and the total interest amount. So we created two methods, one to add or deposit numbers, and one was to withdraw numbers or money from the account. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know on the comment section. If you want the source code, both the savings class and this class, which is called deposits and withdrawals, it is in my description, and it is in my GitHub page. So you will find it there. Thank you, and have a nice day, and we'll see you next time.